Hi, I'm David Loeb. Welcome to the August 29th episode of Learning Points from the Common Game. Let's take a look at board one. The auction begins with two passes. South would like a heart lead. They have very little help in any other suits. So South would like to open one heart. The ACBL wants to protect players from destructive bids in their auction. So the ACBL requires a near average hand for a one of a suit opening bid. Here, South with just 5 high card points isn't close to a near average hand, and they're not far enough away to a psych one heart opening. So South basically must pass. West is too strong to open one no, but not quite strong enough to open two no. So West begins with a one diamond opening bid. East responds one no. They're not strong enough to bid two clubs. So they're basically forced to respond one no. West's two no bid shows invitational values. They're inviting the 3-no game. What should East do after West raises to 2-no trump? Well, West has 7 high card points, so they expect their partnership to have 25 to 26 high card points. Now, the clubs may provide a source of tricks. Certainly, entries are a concern for East. So it's a bit of a guess. I would be inclined to risk a 3-no bid. 3-no may be cold, but it may have no play. So it is a bit of a guess, but I think the majority of the field will risk bidding 3-no, and I would want to be with the field, basically. Now, against 3-no, should South lead a heart or a spade? Now, on the auction, East's one no response basically denies a 4-card major, so that very much indicates that West should be leading a major. I'm sorry, South should be leading a major. So a spade lead is likely to be passive. A heart lead is aggressive, and if you find a fitting honor in North's hand, a heart lead will be very effective. But if there's not a fitting honor in North's hand, the heart lead could be very expensive. So I would be inclined to play it safe on an invitational sequence like this and lead a spade. Here, a heart lead allows declarer to win 9 tricks. On a spade lead, North will win their spade ace or the spade jack, depending on whether declarer splits the king, queen, and dummy or plays low, hoping that South led away from the jack. If declarer plays South for the jack, declarer will wind up with just seven tricks. If they split their honors, the king, queen of spades, then North will win the ace. But looking at the queen fourth in West's hand, it may be a little bit dangerous to squander the jack and throw it under dummy's queen. So North is likely to find the heart switch, which is needed to beat 3-no trump. Now, one declarer, assuming there is a heart switch, declarer will win the heart shift in dummy and will cash the ace of clubs and then the 10 of clubs. Declarer is a bit unfortunate that North has the club king and gains the lead to finesse declarer's heart queen. If South had the club king, then there would be no way for North-South to be able to beat the 3-no trump contract. But a spade lead and then a heart switch beats 3-no because North has the club king and can lead hearts through declare. Let's look at board 2. On board 2, East opens 1 spade. West's raise to 2 spades shows 3 cards or more, spade support, and 6 to 10 support points. East has quite a strong hand. They have 19 length points and a losing trick on a 4. A losing trick on a 4 is comparable to what you'd see from a strong 2 club opener. Now, East has 4 losers, and West would need to cover 3 of those 4 losers in order for a slam to be available. That's quite a lot to expect from a simple raise to 2 spades, considering what's needed to cover the losers. So East is likely to just place the contract in for spades. A heart lead is needed to hold declare to 11 tricks. Without a heart lead, declare has time to establish diamonds to discard their losing heart and take 12 tricks. Now, declare is going to need to access dummy with the spade ace in order to take advantage of the diamond winners that they set up. So declare will delay finishing drawing trump in order to preserve the spade ace as an entry in dummy so that they can take advantage of the diamond winners that are established. At tables where West chooses to show a limit raise, advertising 11 to 12 support points for spades, it's quite likely that East-West will drive to slam, and South will need to lead a heart to get a good board. Let's look at board 3. After 2 passes, North opens one heart. East doesn't have a reasonable action over a 1 heart opening, so after East passes, South has a choice between passing or responding 1 spade with their 5 high card point hand. Now, most top pairs respond with lighter than expected values. Some go so far as to say they never pass a non-vulnerable 1 of a suit opening bid. When you pass, you make it easy for your opponents to find their right strain and right level. Now, when you bid, it makes it more difficult for the opponents to find their right strain and right level, and it may improve the contract. So we recommend responding 1 spade. You would see almost no passes by South with this 5 high card point hand amongst the top players in the world, and there's a reason they do it. It makes it more difficult for the opponents and potentially allows you to improve the contract. There's a good article on bridgewinners.com by Josh Don about responding light. I highly recommend interested parties to take a look at that. In my commentary for the common game, you'll see a link to that article. So here, it's not going to make a big difference whether South responds 1 spade or passes. If South responds 1 spade, North is going to show their club suit, and South will take a preference for hearts, and that's where the auction is likely to end. If South passes North's opening 1 heart bid, then West is going to balance 2 clubs. South has no desire to defend the 2 club contract, so they'll have a bit of a guess. They won't be sure whether to bid diamonds or spades or hearts, but the one thing they know is that there's a 5-2 heart fit, so their passes kind of snookered them into a bit of a guess. But knowing that there's a 5-2 fit, bidding 2 hearts non-vulnerable seems very reasonable. So it's likely to be a 2 heart contract, whether South passes or whether South responds 1 spade. If there is a passive defense, unless the defense gives away tricks, it is likely that there's only 7 tricks available to declare on board 3. Moving on to board 10, the auction begins with 2 passes. West in the 3rd seat would like to direct a heart lead. They don't have much help in any other suits. However, the ACBL wants to protect players from an avalanche of destructive bids, so they require near average strength for a 1 of a suit opening bid. A West with less than a near average hand, just 3 points, will pass in 3rd seat. North opens a strong 2 clubs. North's opening 2 club bid is artificial, strong, forcing. Now, because North has announced that their side is likely to have a game, if not more, and because no information about distribution has been shared, this is a great time to preempt the auction, because a game or slam is likely for your opponents, and they don't know anything about each other's hands other than South wasn't strong enough to open and that North is very strong. So it's good to interfere in general, but here everyone is vulnerable and East suits are fairly weak. So there will not be many partnerships that have a bid that shows hearts and clubs specifically. If you have a 2 suited overcall, it's much safer to intervene in the auction. So at many tables, East will reasonably pass, and now North-South are likely to find their slam. So the auction might proceed as shown at the bottom left of this slide. So after the 2 club opening bid by North, South responds to 2 diamonds waiting. That's a common agreement. North's 2 spade rebid is forcing and shows 5 or more spades. South's diamond bid is natural. Now, North has diamond support and they would like to show that. They could show that by just simply raising diamonds, but they'd also like to show their heart shortness. And if you play splinter bids, then what North can do is jump to 4 hearts to show their diamond support and a singleton or void in the heart suit. Now, if North really had hearts, they would have bid 3 hearts, so there's no need for a jump to 4 hearts to actually show hearts. Instead, the jump to 4 hearts is a splinter bid, showing a diamond fit and showing heart shortness. So at this point, South can reasonably ask for key cards for diamonds. And if you're playing 1430 responses, the 5 club response shows 1 or 4 key cards. South would then ask for the diamond queen, and North's 6 diamond bid shows the diamond queen but denies an outside king. So the partnership arrives at 6 diamonds, and you can see there's nothing the defense can do to beat 6 diamonds. On the other hand, it's very difficult for North-South to reach their diamond slam if East interferes in the auction. So even here, where the suits are weak, it's valuable. There's high upside for interfering the auction. In this case, East-West have a heart fit, and you have a singleton on one side and a void in the other. So hearts plays quite well. So if there's interference, then it's likely that North-South will either buy the contract in 3-no if there's a 3 club overcall. If there's a 3 heart overcall, they may try to buy the contract at 4 spades. but 5 hearts is quite a good sacrifice over 4 spades. We'll conclude this episode looking at board 12. West opens a weak 2 hearts. If West had better distribution, for instance, if they had a singleton or a void, they might open 3 hearts at favorable vulnerability. But with a semi-balanced hand, opening a weak 2 hearts seems sufficient. After 2 passes, South is too strong to overcall. A good thing to remember is that all big hands begin with a double. Now, after West passes, what would a 3 diamond bid by North show in your partnership? Would the range be 0 to 8? If so, there's going to be a lot of guessing in your partnership. This is another situation where there aren't enough natural bids available to describe your hand after your partner's takeout double. And in these situations, it's best to give up a natural bid and use that as a switch to clarify other bids. So that agreement is called Lebensohl over a takeout double of a weak 2 bid. And it can be used to differentiate a very weak response to the takeout double from a reasonable response to a takeout double. And I'll include a link to an article on Lebensohl over the double of a weak 2 in the description. It's also in the commentary for the common game. So playing Lebensohl over the double of a weak 2, North's 3 diamond bid shows 7 to 10 support points. So South will now make a slam try, but North isn't likely to cooperate. If a pair plays a redwood or kickback, they might be able to employ those agreements. They would have room to ask for key cards for diamonds. And what they would learn is that they're missing a key card and that they're missing the queen of diamonds. So they won't be eager to bid 6 diamonds, so the auction should stop at 5 diamonds. Here, the 2-2 diamond break is fortunate and allows Declare to make 12 tricks in a diamond contract. I'd like to thank you for playing in the common game. Please visit LoebBridge.com for articles and video lessons to help you advance your skills and increase your enjoyment of our great game. Please share your comments and questions at LoebBridge.com. Thanks for listening to this episode of Learning Points from the Common Game. Please like and subscribe.